question that's been in the back of my mind, but bugging me for some time, friends. And the reason I'm going to ask you it now is because we're getting towards the business end of the season. And also, I was in a shop in Woolpit last night behind a couple of Ipswich Town fans who were chatting excitedly about town. And one of them said what I've been thinking. And I thought, this is a sign that I should ask the boys tomorrow. That question is thus: yes, we want Ipswich Town to be promoted. Of course, we want Ipswich Town to be in the Premier League. It's where they belong. It's what we've been waiting for more than 2 decades. But, friends, if they get promoted at the end of this season, given Ashton's big master plan and all that kind of stuff, would it be too early? Because I don't want to be beating around the bush, but Ipswich Town in the Premier League would get murdered next season. You look at Burnley, who everyone was wetting themselves about in the Championship last season. Oh, they play such good football. Oh, history. Oh, what an amazing manager. And look what's happened to them in the Premier League. They've won 3 games. So, Stu, I know you're going to give me a really sensible, considered answer now. Put my mind at ease. Ipswich Town go up. It's not too early, is it?
What does Ross think?
Oh, here we go. We're in trouble if we're asking Ross.
Well,
yeah.
This is controversial, but I don't even want to go to the Premier League. I think it's just rubbish, to be honest. It's great football, and obviously the superstars and stuff, but I sometimes just watch it, watch Match of the Day sometimes, just going, oh yeah, great football. But VAR, and other teams who go up and they just go back down. And
well, if you look at the Premier League, the bottom 3 at the moment is the sides that went up last season. One of those, obviously, Burnley, was a record-setting, unbelievably attractive footballing side with a bright young manager everyone was raving about, and they've been largely killed in every game. And I was watching.
So at least Vincent Kompany at least hasn't been sacked, so he's still there.
Oh, true. And I was watching on Sunday. I watched the Man City Liverpool game. And the quality on display in that game was genuinely mesmeric and breathtaking. Like, the ability of the players is obscene. And then you think, take Ipswich and put Ipswich. I know Man City and Liverpool are the very top of the Premier League, but take Ipswich, and clearly they would strengthen over the summer, all that kind of stuff. But I just wonder, friends. Just wonder. Stu, what do you reckon?
It has crossed my mind from quite an early stage in this season that you can go up too soon for all the reasons that you've just outlined. But I just think you never know when this opportunity might not come again. And I think you've just got to get there, because it will completely change the financial landscape of the club in terms of, at the moment, there was problems in January with being able to they've got the American money, but being able to spend it is another thing with FFP and everything. So just get yourself to the promised land, get all that TV cash, get the parachute payments behind you. And then, if it ends up being like a Burnley type season, then so be it. But what's the alternative is you don't go up this year. Yes, you could argue you could build that little bit slower and be more prepared, but it could go the other way as well. You might not get this same sort of opportunity again. You could plateau in the Championship. So I'm not going to sit here and say it would be a bad thing for Ipswich to get promoted.
No, of course not. Of course not. No, clearly, obviously, we want Ipswich Town to be promoted. That's what you want. You want Ipswich Town to be in the Premier League. But I do wonder, in terms of their master plan, the Ashton master plan, in terms of, I'd imagine they have a kind of timescale on achieving things. And surely they wouldn't have expected this season to be thinking genuinely about.
We just talked about which players would Kieran McKenna be coming for. We haven't reeled off half the team, have we, to be honest? And that's no slight on the players. I think there was a similar type of question in the mailbag a week or so ago, is that which of these players would be ready for the, which of these players wouldn't be good enough for the Premier League. And I tried to give a fairly diplomatic answer in terms of when they went up from League One, there were question marks. Well, he hasn't got Championship experience. He hasn't done this. He hasn't done that. Yeah. And they've made that step up. Mm-hmm. I think to do it again to the Premier League would be a huge ask for some of these players. It's not like it's a Chaplins and Burns and people like that are in their sort of late 20s, and doesn't feel like necessarily a young team that's ready to kind of grow into the Premier League together necessarily. But I'm reluctant to kind of say too much about kind of it's still a lot of work to be done to get to that point, and B, you want to be kind of respectful of what this group has done. But I think the Premier League would be a culture shock. I think as Burnley and others have found it, it's like you said, the standards at the top end of that league are frightening.
That game was just unbelievable. I don't know if you've seen any of it, but God, unbelievable, the ability of the players and some of the things they were doing, the patterns of play. It was literally mesmeric. Couldn't take your eyes off it. Anyway, we talk about Premier League. Oh, yes, Rossi.
So I want to go back to my point. I'm strict to myself here. I'm doing a Ross thing here.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'd be great to have Town in the Premier League because I was very young when Town was back there. But I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to enjoy it because we will probably get smashed every week. And there's a lot of fans who say to me, like, "Oh yeah, we'll just every game." You're like, "Oh god, here we go. How many this week?" I think we'll do okay, but maybe one season too soon. But I think we have got the club itself is sorted though, isn't it, in terms of everything around it. So at least we're not going up just like some other teams have gone up before and they've not been prepared at all. And they just, like Derby, or they've got the record, haven't they, of like least points in the season. But in terms of just off the field, I think we're all set up. Obviously, the stadium is having to get improved and stuff like that. But yeah, we shall see. 9 games to go, boys.
Let's get there first, shall we, before we start worrying about it. But I thought it'd be interesting to talk about, and so it proved. I hope you agree, friends.